Hello, welcome to my Brooklyn kitchen. Here we are about to make something with these amazing Crimini mushrooms that I got at the farmer's market. And I'm not sure who knows this or if anybody cares. No, you should care about this. Crimini mushrooms are just tiny portobello mushrooms. So that's cool. And we're gonna make, oh, well, maybe, yeah, never mind. I'll spare you. But I couldn't figure out what to do with the mushrooms, and then I realized I wanted to make a similar tasting version to Campbell's mushroom soup because I absolutely loved that as a kid. That was like one of my favorite things to eat, and I want to eventually make this dish that my mom used to make where one of the ingredients is Campbell's, like a can of Campbell's soup. So I thought I'll make the soup first and then maybe eventually you'll see that other recipe. So yeah, we're gonna make like a really simple, I mean, there's mushroom soup and then there's Campbell's mushroom soup. So these are different things. And so we're gonna do the Campbell's style version. I hope it comes out really good. And it's gonna be really plain, but tasty and comforting and delicious. So first thing to do is, and although this is controversial, I have gotten ill from mushrooms in the past. So I do like to wash mine. Maybe I just have an allergy, but yeah, I do like to wash them. There are certain ones that you don't have to, but this, like, you can see like dirt caked onto it. So yeah, that's not going to be nice in your whatever. If you're out like foraging your mushrooms on your own and you can see there's like not that much dirt, or you can just wipe it off, then like do that. But I don't really know where or what this was grown in. I obviously got them at the farmer's market, so you know, I know a certain amount of information about them, but yeah, I am gonna wash them. And for this soup, they're going to be submerged in liquid anyway, so it's not like I'm trying to get them crispy fried or anything like that. So adding a little extra liquid is not really a problem. So I have this little bowl of water here, and I'm just gonna give them a bath. Oh, look how cute these ones are. They're stuck together. Oh, it's like I almost don't want to separate them. They're just really close friends. And I am gonna include the stems in this recipe because it seems like when you have, I haven't had it in a while, but I've had it so many times that I remember. It seems like they include the stems in the Campbell's soup. So that's what we're doing. We're just gonna trim off the little oxidized part.
Farmer's market on. Go down to the farmer's market to see what we can find.
Okay, so just take these out of the bath and get rid of this. And get another bowl to put them in. And we're going to dice these. So I'm starting with this stem. If it looks like bad on the outside, you can always just like trim it a little bit. Okay, so Campbell soup has those very specific dices, so that's what we're looking for. And we're gonna make our dices a little bit larger than what we actually want to see in the soup, because when we, we're gonna like saute these, or sweat them, not saute. We're gonna sweat them. And when we sweat them, they're gonna shrink a little because they have a lot of liquid. Oh, okay, let's just get the worst over with at the beginning. Sorry to separate you two. I'm sure you've had a great time together. And I'm gonna remove this stem because I'll cut all the stems together at the same time. And I'll cut all the tops together at the same time. Oh, this one doesn't really have a stem like to remove, so I'm just going to keep it in. Oops. Oh. Same here, and same here. And this one, slice off the oxidized part and remove the stem. Okay, wonderful. Well, I'll show you how to do this big one. Okay. Cut it into slices. Okay, and then dices. And some of them aren't going to be perfect, but that's okay. Okay, now we're gonna go speed round. Actually, I'll show you first. Okay, speed round. Be careful stacking them too much because that's when they slide around and you can get hurt. Okay, stems. Okay. Now we're gonna head to the pot and we're gonna add some onion powder and garlic powder. Normally if I was making this soup as a soup, like as a mushroom soup recipe, I would add real onions and maybe garlic. But when you eat Campbell's soup, there's nothing else, there's no other chunks, there's no onion chunks, it's just pieces of mushroom and milk. So that's why I'm adding the powdered version of these spices. And the other thing, okay, so there's this very specific flavor that that Campbell's soup has, specifically the mushroom one, and it's soy lecithin. And I figured it out at one point when I was cooking. At one point when I was cooking, I was using soy lecithin, which is like an emulsifier. I was using it to emulsify this sauce thing, and I was like, this tastes exactly like mushroom soup. I don't have soy lecithin, but if you do, or you want to buy it online and like play around with it and try it out, like you totally should. But what I'm going to use instead is liquid aminos, which are going to kind of replicate that flavor, but like not really. And so yeah, add a little soy lecithin to yours and it will taste exactly the same. Okay, so now I'm heading to the stove. I have some butter. It's going to go in the pan. And I'm just gonna add the onion and garlic powder with the sweating mushrooms. Okay, this is about 3 tablespoons of butter. I think it's almost exactly 3 tablespoons. I used the little measurement on the butter. And I'm gonna add our mushrooms in even before it's fully melted because I really don't want them to get any color at all. Just sweat, use some of their liquid, and soften up. And now I'm gonna add some garlic powder, just a little bit of garlic powder. This is not like an overly garlicky dish, like less than maybe a teaspoon or something. Okay. And then a good amount of onion powder, maybe double the amount of onion powder that you added to then garlic powder. Double garlic. Come on, Morgan. Yeah, anyway. Double the amount of onion powder to garlic is what we're doing. I keep deciding whether or not to add salt. I'm like going back and forth. I think I'm gonna let these just sweat a little bit first. That's my instinct. So I'm gonna just go with that. Okay, things were getting a little hot in there and I really didn't want any color, so I just turned off the heat and I'm letting the mushrooms just sit in this buttery butter. And then I'm going to maybe add a little more butter, let that melt, and then add some flour so that we can thicken this up. Okay, 3 more tablespoons of butter. It seems like a lot. It might be a lot, but I'm gonna add a lot of milk to this because the ratio of mushrooms to milk in mushroom soup is, in the, you know, the particular one that I'm trying to make, there's not that many mushrooms to like milk, so yeah, that's my thought process on that. Okay, now I'm gonna add 3 heaping tablespoons of flour and just pour that over and give it a stir. And you want to cook this paste until you smell the smell of, I think it smells like baking shortbread cookies. But if you don't know what that smell is, you have to think of a different indicator for yourself. Okay, let this go for a while. It's a lot crumblier, so visually you can kind of see that the flour is cooked. And I already told you the smell, so. Okay, so now I'm going to add a bunch of cold milk. I don't know how much. And then I'm going to mix it around. Let me see. Okay, so give it a stir, and we will turn up the heat, and I think that looks pretty good. That kind of looks like if you have a bowl of mushroom soup, how many mushrooms you get. So that was a quart of milk. I used probably 3/4 of it, but you know, you can make your own ratio. You don't have to make it exactly like this. And I might add more later if it gets too thick. But bring it to a simmer and this will thicken up, and then we'll see what our soup is like. Okay, so we are at a simmer. Be careful, you don't want this to boil over. So if you like your consistency, I actually kind of want to thin mine out a little bit. So I'm going to add a little more milk, but we're looking pretty good. And then we're going to season this up. So let me try not to dump my spoon. So I've turned off my heat now. Although, no, I've just turned it way down. Okay, hold on. So adding more milk, 1 second. Okay, just gonna add, how much is this? I don't know. This is tough. Okay, so I'm just adding some more milk here. I'm gonna thin it out. So I think I have about 2 quarts of liquid in this pot right now. That's what I'm guessing. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. Okay, so now it's time to season it up. I'm gonna add a decent amount of the liquid aminos. A decent amount is like such a hard thing to say. So it's like a tablespoon, let's say. Okay. Yum. And now salt. And I'm just gonna taste it first because obviously the liquid aminos have some salt. Okay, needs more liquid aminos and more salt. Actually, yeah, maybe just a little bit more liquid aminos. Like a tablespoon and a half. If you really want to taste them, add 2 tablespoons, but I just want it to be like in the background. Okay, let's taste one more time. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now salt, and then we serve it up. Okay, here it is. It really looks, to me it looks like what I was trying to do, so that makes me happy. And it might be a little too thick, so, but I actually left it, as I was tasting it, I thought the heat was off and it was really on, so I maybe let it reduce a little bit too far, but it looks really good. It's bajillion degrees, so I'm just gonna wait for a second. Or I'll take some from the edge and just, okay, here, I'll let it sit here for a second. This looks great. I mean, if somebody was like, hey, this is Campbell's mushroom soup, I'd be like, probably not, but looks almost the same. Okay, let me try it. Yeah. Really yummy. It's really good. This would be like if you made, yum, this is really good. Yeah, this tastes a lot like Campbell's cream of mushroom. Yummy. This is one of my favorite. This was one of the only ways I ever ate mushrooms as a kid. So yeah, this is like bringing me right back. Look at that. Oh, I'm just gonna drop, hold on. Okay. Look at that bite and tell me that's not cream of mushroom soup. You can't see it, it's fine. Okay.